Hey everyone, Joey here, and today we're going to take a quick look at the AYN Thor TPU Grip. AYN sent this off to me after they saw my review, complaining that I didn't have one to check out to see if it improved things, and they were like, here you go. So, gonna check out the grip. I know it's been shipping already to a lot of people, so wanted to get this video really quickly just to give you my thoughts on it, if it is worth it, if it's worth adding to your cart or order, all of that sort of thing. So I was playing with it last night, but let's take a look in the box just so you can get the unboxing experience because it's a whole experience. There is 3M tape for you to tape the actual grip if you wanted to the device, but no one's going to do that. But here we go. So we have the grip, which is very weird. It's like a half grip, if that makes sense. It's flexible-ish. It's not super hard, not crazy. It does stick out quite a bit. It flexes and all of that. But let's throw it on the device so you can see what it looks like. So it does just slide right in, and there you go. Now, it is pretty snug. I don't think it's going to fall off, but you can see it a little bit, depending on how much pressure you put on the device and holding it. It does make a little bit of noise, all of that sort of thing. The back is something special here. I'm a bit confused as to why they did it halfway like this, but that is what they did for whatever reason. If we look at same thing, you can close. If we look at the bottom, you can see all of the buttons are encased. They are pretty easy to push down still. I can, minus the power button, which is a little recessed, a little bit. Everything else seems to be just fine. I don't think the USB cable hasn't really gotten in the way of that hole. But other than that, you might have problems getting the SD card out. That might be the only thing. But thankfully, it is super simple to just take this off, unless you're going to 3M tape it, in which case I don't have words for that. But I was playing a few games last night just to test it out a little bit. So let's go through some different use cases so we can see if it is worth getting. Okay, so we're here in some Call of Duty Mobile, which is a game that I complained about without having the grip. So we're going to see if it's... I can already tell it's a bit better. I still don't like the triggers, but it is a bit better. I don't know if it's going to be a monster difference for a lot of people. You are still using inset sticks to play a shooter, which is not the best experience overall. However, this does help. This does help. So they do stick out quite a bit on the sides here. That part I'm not a huge fan of. There's a guy just right in front of me. That part I'm not a huge fan of. I like closer together grips, but this does work out here, at least. I think there's a lot of people that, at least if you're buying those Miu Minis with those big blocky grips, you'd probably be fine with this. I don't think you would hate this. So for Call of Duty, I'm still going to consider it not really completely playable, but it is better. So let's look at some other use cases. So I'm a big fan of using Super Mario 64 as a test game because of the trigger usage, stick usage, everything. It's a good test game to see controls and ergonomics, and this is better for sure. I can easily or more comfortably use the trigger and the sticks at the same time to do my little jumps and all of that you want to be doing with Mario, and this feels better. So again, I don't want to overstate the improvements here. It feels better, but I don't know if it goes from like a 6 to a 9 or whatever scale we're using. I don't know if it goes from like a bottom to amazing. It is just an improvement. I can see this being the way that you would play at home if you have the grip with you, and then on the go you could just use the normal controls. That, to me, this works out. This feels fine. I can see myself using this in those scenarios for sure. Okay, and then we have the use case of D-pad gaming. How does it work for D-pad? And while it helps with your thumb for sure, I can already feel there's a big difference between using it and not using it for thumb usage. You can probably tell my thumb is a little, what's the word? It is a little bit different than I would normally hold it. So this is how I'm holding it now. Here's the thumb. It's kind of bent down and we're like this. If I take off the grip, let's check that out. If I take off the grip, it's at a different angle now. So you can kind of see here, I am not like this, I am like this. So depends on if you like a flared out approach like I do. I do like holding my device like this, or if you want to have a little bit more of a constrained sort of approach. So let's throw this grip back on. There we go. And so you can see now I have a bit of a different approach, but it still feels, yeah, this feels better to me than just not having the grip. So I think for D-pad gaming, definitely an improvement. Actually, in every scenario, it's an improvement. It's just varying levels of improvements. Call of Duty, you don't want to be playing Call of Duty on this, but D-pad stick games, definitely an improvement for comfort. And thankfully, honestly, I guess this is probably the reason they made it so small and not as bulky is you want to use this at home and you want it easy to take off. You don't want to bring this with you. You want to throw this in your bag, close it up, bring it with you, come back. You can throw it on at home and then just play. And see, that's pretty easy. That's pretty simple. I don't have to worry too much about anything. Could it have been better? Probably. There's some weird decisions here. The grip is like, it's not completely sturdy, but it's not moving either. So maybe over time it might, as this loosens up, it probably could come off. But for $15, I think there's good here. I think for me, this is definitely an improvement. So I could easily recommend the grip at the moment for any use case. It's cheap enough that I think it's worth you grabbing if you are worried about the controls and comfort. This will probably help quite a bit. I don't know what else I can say about a grip. That is as much as I can talk about an accessory without wanting to blow my brains out. So yeah, final verdict, grip is fine. It's not perfect, it's not amazing, but I think it's worth grabbing, especially if you are worried about these ergonomics and comfort and all that. So pick one up if you want to. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to grab one. It is up to you, but I think this is a good purchase. I think it is worth grabbing for sure. Keep an eye out. I'm going to have a setup guide for general emulation, but also the Thor specifically. I just need some time to actually work on it and do it, which hopefully next week I will have that guide out and show you how to set up everything. So keep an eye out for that and all of my other stuff. So don't forget to like and sub to help the channel grow. Come join me on the Discord to talk all about the AYN Thor if you want to. Support me through YouTube membership if you like my stuff. And hope you all have a good one.